Yo, welcome back to the room. Today we're reacting to Gen Z can't afford to move out and it's not our fault. LOL. I ain't gonna lie, like, as somebody who's currently, still living with parents or whatever, that's definitely something on my mind, but it's like, bro, like, it's getting tough out here, man. Things are getting more expensive, but it's like, I mean, I'm still gonna be straight regardless of that, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's something that is, genuinely concerning, not only for us, but like the generation after us, man. If you thought we cooked, what about them? You know what I'm saying? Before we get to this video, make sure to sub, like the video, and comment your thoughts down below after you finish watching the video. Let's get straight into it, man.
If you haven't moved out of your parents' house by 25, you're a failure. And the reason you're a failure isn't because you still live at home, it's because you've never...
Whoa. You got about 5 seconds to hit the sub button before I blow you away.
Even tried to move out. There's more merit to moving out on your own, messing everything up, and having to move back in with your parents than never having moved out in the first place.
I ain't gonna lie, there is some truth to that though. There is some truth to what he just said.
Here I come.
Like, you're 25, you haven't, you know what I'm saying, you haven't like built yourself up to be able to move out. That's cool. Like, you may be like, you know what I'm saying, still working things out. But if you haven't even tried or thought about it, it's like, yeah, that's where it becomes a problem. You know what I mean?
Alcohol? Oh, that's alcohol?
At least I think so. I can't speak.
Why are millennials so obsessed with wanting Gen Z to move out so bad? Like, bro, we can't afford to. Like, I just don't understand it.
I don't understand. I don't know what's going on here.
Actually, let me put it like this. I understand it, but at the same time, I feel like the culture of pressuring people to move out when you're 18 or 1 or 2.
Bro, but like, that's true. It's something you have to think about. And let me just say that. Yeah, it's something you have to think about, but it's not something that you should if you're watching this and you know what I'm saying, you're around that age range, you're thinking about it, bro, don't trip, bro. Like, move out when you can. Move out. Do everything when you can. Don't do it whenever someone says you have to, or you by this age, bro. Move by your own pace, man. Not by the pace some random guy says you should move by.
20 or even 21 or 22 is getting mad sped and just making me want to break my leg. People are indirectly getting some sort of pressure to move out early or when they're not ready, which I do not mess with. Okay, now listen. I understand that when a person hits the age of 18, you start to get this kind of high, you start to get this surge of power like you can do anything. And with that comes confidence. Confidence that you're able to provide for yourself. Confidence that you can move and be on your own, which there's nothing wrong with. We also know that people in their late teens to early adults want to move because parents are some ass.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, like, me for example, I would want to move out of my own accord. I feel like it's very important to me to be independent financially, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people feel that way, so they want to move out. So move out whenever you want to move out, or when your parent kicks you out. But bro, move by your own pace, bro. You should never let somebody depict your timeline. It's your timeline, not theirs, bro. Remember that. You know what I'm saying?
Parents get in the way of letting them do things that they want to do. You don't have as much freedom as you do living by yourself, which is also very true. I understand that. You want to be able to make decisions for yourself. I understand that. You want to have your own rules. I understand that. And you want to have more privacy. You don't want you don't want niggas touching the things you own, or eating the foods you make for your workout week. Je te comprends. So yeah, there's a lot of upsides to moving out of your parents'
Je te comprends, Mon frère, je savais pas que tu voulais parler le français.
But my main issue is this modern Western culture.
Hey, little cheeky French pull. Y'all not gonna hear that until I hit 1K.
That is being pushed, that pressures you into moving out early. And if you don't, you're just a bum and you're a loser and you're broke and you're not working hard enough, which I feel is retarded. And people shouldn't be belittled for staying at their family's house. One of the main reasons that people stay with their family in the first place is because of money.
And we got you a card. Is there money in it? Nope.
People want to save money. People want to save money. The average cost of moving out and renting an apartment that is at least decent is $1,713 a month, which is a lot of bread for the average late teen or early adult. And as time continues to pass, that price will increase with inflation.
Oh man, I can't.
People that pressure other people into moving out early aren't realizing that in terms of the economy, we have been seeing a rise of inflation, which has led to more demand for consumer necessities, whether it comes to food, water, and shelter. And with that, it leads to things becoming more expensive. Inflation rates have gone down.
Okay.
You know, they've gone down, at least compared to the rates that it was back during the pandemic days, right? That was just awful. That was god awful. But it is still expensive. Back in the day, you used to only need to sell your fingers and some armpit hair to be able to afford a full apartment. But now you need to sell your fingers, arms, legs, livers, and kidneys to be able.
Damn, bro. Like, times change, and I feel like people got to understand that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you can't move with the mentality of how much things cost whenever you were a kid or whenever you were trying to move out. Times have changed, bro. And I guarantee you, half of these people saying that you need to move out didn't move out until they were 30, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's people love to just judge and bring people down to boost their own ego, bro. It all goes back down to that, bro. Low key.
Able to afford 1/10 of an apartment, and that's not ideal. You know, that's not ideal at all, which is why a lot of people that do move out early either end up doing prostitution so that they can pay their rent, be forced to survive off ramen noodles for the next 5 years so that they can pay their rent, or they just move back in with their parents because of lack of sustainable income to support the rent that they gotta pay. Not trying to sound like a black pill merchant or a black pill advocate, but I'm just trying to be realistic. If you already have to pay a grand total of $1,700 just on rent, and on top of that, you need to pay your phone bill and internet, which can range from $80 to $200 together per month. And on top of that, if you want to have a good diet and cook at home in terms of nutrition, that's at least $150 a month as well. Those are just the necessities. That's not even including any of the additional desires that you might want.
Man, I might gotta take notes, man.
Like entertainment, you know, Netflix, Spotify, or like iShowSpeed's VIP tier 1 access to exclusive content. So yeah, not gonna lie, you gonna need to be paying at least.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. If you're buying, like, if you're becoming a channel member for somebody who isn't giving anything to your life, I don't know what to say, gang. You could be one for me though. You know, I'll give a multitude of things to your life, but not, like, in all seriousness, even if I ended up doing that, if you feel like I'm not adding to your life, don't watch my videos, don't subscribe, don't do any, you know what I'm saying? Like that, when someone watches my video, I want them to gain something from it, like whether it's something I say, something to think about, you know what I'm saying? If you're not doing so, bro, don't watch my videos, bro. It's a waste of time.
Over $2,000 a month on all of that combined. And for the average person, that is a lot of bread, nigga. So this is why some people decide to move back in. And there isn't anything wrong with moving back in. You know, you shouldn't feel ashamed moving back in with your parents. You know, I personally believe that with the rise of living expenses, it will automatically make things harder to retire at an ideal age due to you not being able to save as much as you'd like because of how living on your own is getting harder to maintain. Whereas if you stay with your parents, and assuming you are employed, you are still able to work and save that money for the future because you don't got no bills you need to pay. At least assuming that
Hey, I'm a full-time student, bro. That's my employment.
parents don't make you pay bills or nothing. You know, I say as long as you contribute to helping out with cleaning, cooking, dishes, and whatever other specific desired need of a helping hand your parents need whilst trying to perfect your craft, it's all good, and you should feel blessed and happy that your parents are letting your Steve Urkel face ass stay with them. You know, as long as you're not at the house sitting on your ass and being a bum with nothing to do, you know, you're actually trying to perfect your craft and make a sustainable living.
Bro, heavy on that, right? Look, wherever you're at, it's okay, but I just try to do better. It's just try. You know what I'm saying? I won't judge anybody for anything because I don't believe in judging anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said in another video, God washed the feet of prostitutes. Now, who am I to judge anybody, man? You know what I'm saying? But bro, you know what I'm saying? Just try your hardest, dude. Try to get a job. Try to stack up. Try to if you're in school, try to make sure you can get the best grades. Or try to make sure you could schedule your classes in a appropriate amount of time so you could graduate. You know what I'm saying? Plan ahead. Like, just try. That's all that you need to do,
situation
man.
for
That's
yourself
all
in the
that
future, you should
need.
most definitely take a step back, implement a surplus of delayed gratification, grind it out, and try again in the future. There's no need to feel ashamed, but at the same time, do not take that shit for granted. You need to be on timing, my nigga. You need to be on timing. Like, you need to work real hard and not get comfortable and complacent and do absolutely fuck all. Like, I'm just not with people putting a timestamp on things, you know, or expecting things from a person too early when everyone is moving at their own pace, you know. Like, it's not a race, it's a marathon. But it's also important to not waste any time that you have, because you cannot get that time back. Like, time is the most valuable thing that a human can have. It's also interesting how different cultures have different expectations. You know, in other cultures outside of the US, like Asia or Singapore to be more specific, people are often discouraged from moving out from their parents' houses because it is apparently disrespectful to your parents.
That's bullshit. Fuck off.
Which I kind of find sped as well. This is kind of as sped as
That don't even make sense. For the parent to be a parent, that means they were once a kid that moved out, no? That don't even
making
make sense
someone
to me,
move
though.
out too early. Making someone leave too late is just as bad, bro. Like, how is it disrespectful to simply want to be independent and not be reliant upon others for your needs anymore? Like, I think it just helps you grow as a person, you know, which is why moving out is a great and beautiful thing. But a lot of people don't move out until the age of 30 or until they're getting married and have a family, which is cool, like I said, as long as you're perfecting your craft, right? And you're not just fiddling your fiddle all day. People have different opinions from all across the world. Some people think it's fucked up moving out too early, and some people think that if you do not move out early enough, you're on the wrong track. I personally feel like both sides need to shut up. You know, just shut
Bro, just stop worrying about what people are talking about, bro. Because, bro, half the time, bro, people don't be talking about none. I ain't gonna lie. Half the time, people don't be talking about none. Just move on your own pace. Get to where you need to be whenever you feel comfortable. Live your life, man. Do everything. Do things
and
by the
let
book.
the pro yourself. You know, go ahead and move out with a friend or family member. That's how you should start. You know, go out and move in with somebody that you fuck with. You know, that you can trust. Because I'm not gonna lie.
And I ain't gonna lie, Loki, that's facts. If you're starting out a move, if you're trying to like move out, I feel like the best thing to do is getting a roommate, bro. Split them bills, someone you trust, obviously, because you don't want to live with a snob. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to live with someone you don't trust, who they might go in your room, steal your shoes. You know, you don't want to live with someone like that. But just like, again, everything, just move at your own pace. I feel like that's the summary of this, bro. Move at your own pace, dog.
A lot of people struggle with these finances alone. So if you can get somebody like a friend or a sibling that you can actually bear with, you know, somebody that won't make you want to kill yourself, then that's perfectly fine. You know, just make sure your roommate knows how to act in a civilized manner. You know, just make sure that they know how to clean up after themselves. You know, make sure they know how to wipe their ass. You know, you don't want them stinking up your entire apartment. You know, and also make sure that they're employed as well. Make sure they got a job so that they can contribute. You know, just find an ideal roommate. You know, that's all you need to do. And on top of that, to save more money, you must be smart. And being smart includes learning how to cook. Oh my God, especially men. I cannot stress this enough. I feel like that is a must and a necessity for everyone that wants.
Bro, if the only way you're eating is by eating out, lock in, bro. Lock in as fast as you can. I always like to add that. Lock in as fast as you can. I hate when people say lock in, like you have to do it now. You don't have to do it now, but bro, lock in whenever you can, dude.
To move out. I cannot tell you how many times we've seen a baboon talking about how they've moved out, and then they're eating Raising Cane's every single day, and then niggas is wondering why they can't afford to live by themselves.
That does not make any further sense.
We already have to spend a considerable amount of money on food per month. Like, if you had to add up every time you spent money on food throughout your entire life, it would be insane. You know, and us humans can't survive without food, which is why we need to buy it consistently. And it makes sense, but it doesn't mean that we gotta buy $13 Panda Express takeout menus every single day. Guarantee you will save a lot more money getting food from the grocery store for the next 2 weeks and cooking that
What
shit,
was that like?
right? Than to spend $10 on a Chipotle bowl every single day per month. You'll save money. It's more ideal, and you
Bro, fast food is in its name. It's fast food. You should only get it from time to time whenever you don't feel like cooking. That's the whole point of fast food. You know what I'm saying? You don't have time to cook, so you get fast food. You know what I'm saying? Don't make fast food your regular, dog.
will be healthier and more productive as
See,
a
that-
result.
that I
Another
can't-
thing is
I
create
can't,
a
like,
budget
stress.
and allocate your money into subcategories of the things you need. Budget for food, budget for entertainment, budget for rent. Take what you make in your monthly salary and automatically put your rent towards that and then allocate from there. Your roommate needs to do the same thing. This is how you can be more aware. This is how you become smarter. This is how you don't end up like Squidward. This is how you are aware of every expense that you need to pay and how much you should spend per thing, which leads to smart spending, which leads to wiser purchases. That's my advice I'm giving to anybody that wants to move out. That's definitely what I'm finna do. All you gotta do is be smart and you'll be fine. Yeah, like I said, that's my advice I'm giving for anybody that wants to move out. All you gotta do is be smart. You know, either
Wow, really? All you gotta do to move out is be smart?
be smart,
I didn't know that.
staying with your parents and perfecting your craft, or be smart with moving out and having a plan financially.
Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Leave y'all comments and opinions down below. Make sure to sub, like the video, and peace.